Hey guys, quick question. Does your training match your purpose for training? Let me explain what that means. When you take sport versus traditional versus street, they all have a different purpose, different function. For what we do, we are primarily for street or self-protection, self-defense, whatever classification you want to put it in. But it kind of boils down to this. If I'm training in a sport for the sake of self-protection, you're going to come up short. Same versus if I'm training for self-protection, you're probably going to get disqualified in sport. So you have to kind of adapt. The best way I put it is you're either looking to be the EMT, the first responder, or you're looking to be the surgeon. Let me break this down. When you look at EMTs versus surgeons, EMTs training is very compressed, very short, but it's just to the point. So you're looking at, day 1, CPR, day 2, bullet hole, day 3, knife wound. When you're looking at the traditional, and that's not necessarily, but you're understanding my point. When you look at a surgeon, you're talking 8 or 9 years of textbooks and theories before they ever touch a body. But in the end, the surgeon will understand far more than the EMT. But it takes a lifelong pursuit to get there. What we're looking at, because our purpose is for self-protection, I need things now. So when you're training, you have to look, are you the EMT or are you becoming the surgeon? Both are fine for the sake of themselves, but you have to decide where you fall. So if you're training in a sport art for the sake of self-protection, you're going to come up lacking. It's going to take too long. The techniques are a little more fine motor. It takes a lot longer to get good at it. You're becoming the surgeon. Versus the EMT, I need to learn the stuff that works right now. Stripped down version. It's got to be able to get rid of a threat as quickly as possible. So this is the idea behind this EMT versus the surgeon. So when you look at your training must reflect that. So if you're training for self-protection and that is your primary function and purpose, then you must choose a system that fits the bill. Not saying sport arts can't add to your toolbox, but the general premise of what it's set up on is not the same. Sport is a competition. You're talking points and rules and refs. And when you look at street, none of that's there. You can face 2 people. You can face multiple weapons. You could hurt an arm. You could still have to fight when normally in a sport realm, they would stop the fight. If you kick somebody in the groin in a sport art, there's a good probability that you're going to be disqualified, or they're going to be disqualified, and they're going to stop the match, or you're going to have time to reset, recoup before they start that back up. When it's street, it's a one-shot deal. You have to do whatever you have to do, regardless of your scenario, whether you are in the deficit, whether you have hurt something, broken something, face multiple opponents. So you have to look at that. So keep that in mind when you're picking a training. Make sure it fits your primary purpose. If it's self-protection, then you need the EMT. You need the system or skill sets that can be easily adapted quickly and become proficient in a short time. The mentality of the training needs to reflect that. If you're looking for a sport art or a traditional art for the sense of preserving that art, by all means, take as long as you want, but do not get it twisted and think one is the other. That's it, guys.